Global Arts Temple, USA. I have great pleasure in welcoming a world-renowned singer and my very good friend, Maya Azucena. You just heard
Hello.
her wonderful voice. You just heard her wonderful voice, the melodious Maya, presenting us American fusion of soul, pop, and reggae with her team of wonderful musicians. It was very soulful presentation. I should tell you that, and I should also thank Christian Helen on the guitar and Ivan Katz on the percussion who joined you. They were awesome too. I mean, it sounded so beautiful, so melodious and so beautiful. Um, welcome to our show, and thank you for being a part of Sansar Sangeet Utsav.
Well, I'm very honored. It's been a few years since I met you in Chennai, India, and you are one of the people that's very good about keeping your connections. And so through the years, we have stayed in touch, and I'm very thankful, and I feel honored to be a part of such a wonderful festival with such a great dynamic roster.
Yeah, you performed for our Bharat Sangeet Utsav in India. And of course, we have collaborated on a couple of occasions in the United States, including the Cleveland Festival and one in New Jersey, New York area. So
That's
it was
right.
wonderful working with you. And your first of all, I really need to talk to you about your voice, the kind of voice culture that you do, and what brings out so much effortlessness in your singing. Can you share that with the people here?
Oh, okay. Well, it's a great compliment to say that my voice is sounding effortless. Of course, there's technique and many years of just learning my instrument, understanding my body, understanding how to access and achieve certain notes and certain like vocal tricks. But once you have studied and you have your technique inside of you, there is the other side of this, which is how to make your instrument a extension of your heart, how to make your instrument truly connect with your soul. And I think that that's what is most important to me now, that the music is connecting with my heart. And then when you hear it, you don't just hear it, you feel it. And that is something that I think can make it seem effortless because it's honest. You can tell when you listen that there's something honest happening and something that is connected that's happening. And that gives the listener, instead of worrying about technique when you listen, you actually listen and you feel something. And that's what I hope people get, because this is what I am going for.
Absolutely. Your voice has a lot of soul and emotion and feel, which is needed for humanity. And in that sense, you've been working a lot for social causes through your music. The music itself, through music itself, you've been spreading, love and positivity to the world. So you've been working on several things, and you are an ambassador, a great humanitarian, an ambassador for the United States of America, the State Department. So can you tell a little bit about the work that you've been doing through your music?
Thank you for those words. Yes, I tour on, the kinds of festivals and club venues that any other artist may find themselves in. But I have been fortunate that also I've been a cultural ambassador for the United States. And basically what it means is that there are American embassies all around the world that would like to promote diplomacy, positive diplomacy through culture. And because the songs that I write generally have a very strong positive message, then because of this, it's been easy to invite me to do those kind of tours. And so this is, for example, the reason I first came to India an American embassy invited me, and they helped to facilitate a tour. And not only did I do festivals, but I was able to speak at schools, do interviews on national television, and talk about the things that are close to my heart. And some of the subjects that are close to my heart include domestic and sexual violence, and seeking balance and solutions for violence against women. And also, I'm very concerned with any kind of a system that oppresses, people. I think most people around the world want to feel safe in their communities, want to have the right to education and enough food to eat. I mean, these are basic human rights. And that subject is important to me in all places around the world. So if I can sing a song or write a song that supports these ideas, then I am in my purpose.
Beautiful.
I hope this answers your question.
Beautiful work. And you've been doing this globally. You've traveled over 15 countries, as I see it. And also, you've been an award-winning New York artist, recording artist. So what are the kind of recordings? I know you're an original songwriter, and you've been doing a lot of writing for your own music. I mean, some of which you presented now. Anything very special and close to your heart, or your first song, or something that you really, really love in your work that you thought this was the start? What made you start writing your songs?
Wow. Well, I was singing since I was a little girl. It was something that kind of, I was created, came out, and I had the music inside of me already, it seems. But writing music and writing songs is a really deep idea for me, because instead of just singing something that I like, I get to speak about things that matter to me. So I've been writing for, at least 20 years. And the music that you've heard, most of the concert, are my original songs. And I've written songs such as Fearless, which is an important song to me. Fearless, whoa, you may not believe it till you see it. Whoa, I got the warrior spirit. Got a giant inside, and with a lot of work and a lot of time, now I found my pride. I wrote Fearless after going to Uganda and meeting all of these incredible women who overcame some of the most dire experiences with poverty, and they, became empowered through a wonderful organization named Bead for Life. And Bead for Life helped them to become entrepreneurs. And I heard many of their stories. And when you combine that with the many stories I heard from women and girls around the world, it made me inspired to tell my own story as well and share it through a song named Fearless. So that's one that really gives an example, exemplifies, how I take my humanitarian ideas and insert them into songwriting. You're muted now. You're muted.
Can you also talk about the very specific award that you received? What kind of award was that? And
What kind?
is the album available to people? I know that you brought out a few albums, and some of those are brilliant works of yours. I wanted the world to know a few of your albums.
Well, thank you. I have 3 full-length albums, as well as many, many different singles. Almost all of this is available on Spotify and YouTube. So if you were to look just under my name, Maya Azucena, you would be able to find. Also, Apple Music has my releases. So the first album that I created, the name is Maya Who? The second album that I created is an acoustic album named Junkyard Jewel. And the third album that I released goes by the name of Cry Love, and I am most proud of this album. and many different singles, such as the song Fearless, which I just told you about, came out as individual releases. As far as my awards go, I mean, I'm fortunate to have received awards and recognition for my humanitarian work, including the fact that I was given a Grammy certificate for contributing to the Best Grammy Album of the Year, Best Reggae Album of the Year Grammy, with Stephen Marley. This is Bob Marley's son, Stephen Marley. And I sang a duet with him on this album, and it garnered a Grammy. So I'm very honored for that. But I have other awards for my entrepreneurism and humanitarian work, such as a Top 40 Under 40 Award, Business Award, a proclamation from the House of Representatives here in the US for creating a night against domestic violence, and some other things like this. My bio is on my page.
I know, for so many things that you achieved, you're very humble. So that's what makes you exquisitely special. I would also like to talk to you about the collaborative work. You've worked with several musicians around the world. You work on different kinds of music. I know that you were in Istanbul during this COVID time, and you've been working with a lot of musicians over there. I mean, so can you share your experiences with, all your work with other musicians from other genres, countries?
I am very inspired by the idea of bringing worlds together. I think that music shows us that we don't have as many borders as we think we do. All around the world, I can sing a song in countries that English is not their first language. And I can find that the people are responding in the same parts of the song. They have joy, they sing along. These things have taught me what I already believed, which is that music can cross all of these different lines that we think exist. But if music can cross all those lines, it means that how real are those differences and borders? We are more connected and we are more together than we are apart as human beings. So when I have an opportunity to collaborate with artists and musicians from other countries, I'm very excited about it, because for me, it proves the power of art to bring worlds together, and things that you don't think can go together do go together. And it makes us open our mind to what is possible for human relations. I've done a lot of work together with a very famous artist from Croatia, the former Yugoslavia region. His name is Giboni. Anybody from Croatia, Slovenia, Serbia, Macedonia, this region, Bosnia, knows Giboni. He's huge. And Giboni's singing in his native language, Croatian. And he asked me to co-write and be a collaborator on about 7 songs. Wow. And he'll bring me out to do some big tours with him. So for example, in a sports arena, maybe 10,000 people. And I come out and I'm singing, this part that I wrote in English, and it's collaborating with his, Baltic melodies, Balkan melody. It's incredible. And people are going crazy. It's like your heart just gets so huge because you realize that it's just bigger than us. Love is bigger than our problems, and music can deliver this message, And I've been in Turkey. Yes, I've done quite a lot of collaborating in Turkey. My new manager is based in Turkey, Istanbul, and I have a wonderful team of musicians there. Also, they are phenomenal players. And we fuse together all of this Black American soul music and funk and gospel, and we fuse it together with Turkish melodies and rhythms. And it's just exciting for all of us. We all feel that we grow as human beings, and we all feel that we grow as musicians.
Awesome. Indeed, that's one of the reasons that I really thought, the kind of work that you've been doing is extremely, a very special task. Apart from just being a singer, you've been spreading love, peace, harmony through your music across the globe and sharing positivity through your music. Yes, I know that you know that you have transcended the barriers of human voice, just being a technical vehicle to perform. But just since your voice is so beautiful, there are lots of music students who would want to know one or two techniques of voice training that you do or warm ups that you do before your shows or, the kind of work that you do. So if you could share it with
Okay.
our global audience, it'll be great.
Oh, that's okay. That's lovely. Hello to all of my fellow singers there. One thing to remember is that your instrument is part of your body. So everything is connected, everything from drinking enough water to how you stand, all of this affects the quality of your voice. Breathing is very important. Understanding that breath is one huge part of using your instrument in an effective way. I'm telling you this because imagine you have the most expensive, amazing car. Let's say it's a Porsche, and it's so beautiful, it's so shiny, it has the most incredible engine in the world. But what happens if there's no gas inside the car? No matter how well made it is, it won't go anywhere without the gas. So our instrument requires sufficient air in order to function at its best, in order to move, in order to go. So I always pay attention to breathing. A lot of times people breathe at the beginning of the song and then they forget until the end of the song to breathe again. It's very important that while you're performing, that you stay conscious of getting air and really taking this air in. And so, I always tell my students, use your fingers to find the bottom of your rib cage. Bottom of my rib cage is about here. And when you feel this, you understand something. Your lungs come all the way down to here. So this rib cage, these bones are protecting your lungs and your other organs, but your lungs actually come all the way down to here. So when you breathe, you don't just breathe up to this part of your chest. When you breathe, you want to fill up the air all the way down to here. So this is take a breath. If you put your finger at the lower part of your rib cage, when you breathe, you should feel it expand like a balloon. If you can do this, then you will understand something, that the band of muscle around that area, your diaphragm, is contracting, and that's your engine, the engine of your car or the engine of your instrument. So without the fuel, the engine doesn't work, but it does work if you're getting deep breaths here. So I just want to tell you that's something that helps me. And the other thing that helps me is warming up. If you have something to do early in the day and you're not quite awake yet, you want to gently stretch these small vocal muscles. The vocal muscles are delicate. So while this muscle is very powerful and strong, these muscles, your vocal cords, are very delicate. So you can warm them up gently by humming. So you can take a big deep breath and just let out a hum. And when you're humming, you're gently massaging those vocal cords to get warm. And also your sinuses need to warm up, and humming warms up your sinuses and your vocal cords. And you go up the scale one at a time, each with a good deep breath. Now I'm giving you an abbreviated version, but you're going to breathe and hum through it for as long as you can. Imagine for 30 seconds each time. Then take another breath. And remember to keep your jaw relaxed, because the air flows straight up and down. The air does not come out on an L. The airflow for your instrument is actually coming straight up through the cords to the roof of your mouth, up to the top of your head. So these are some notes that I would give you, but I would say that even as experienced as I am, as many years as I've been doing these basic foundational things, I still have to do every single time. And if I need to warm up my voice, I go right back to the beginning, those beginning lessons, and I warm up my chords in this way. And then once you've gone up the scale, high as you can and as low as you can, you may find a tickle. There may be a note that's not awake yet, and you're like, oh, it feels weird. So you stay on that note a little longer. It's like stretching out a tight muscle. You're going to stay on that note until it softens, and then you go to the next note. So those are some quick notes I give you.
Absolutely brilliant. I wanted this the experience of what a professional like you does to share a little bit. I know that you're very, very disciplined about your diet, about your way that you, even before a concert, how you mentally prepare. I've seen you do that. And that's why I thought it's very appropriate for you to share it. Um, Thanks a lot, Maya, for this wonderful session. I really feel that, artists like you add color and glitter to an effort that is going to be a global festival. Hopefully, we want to make this a world. I know during the pandemic, it has been difficult to get you all live, but very soon, hopefully, we'll do a live festival with artists like you around the world, and keep continuing to spread harmony, love through your music, and may you get a lot more awards and
Oh, thank
glories,
you.
and we are all looking forward to hearing your music much more. Thank you all for joining in for this lovely session with a global celebrity, Maya Azucena.
Oh, thank
Please,
you.
please join in for the rest of the session. You have brilliant musicians performing in this festival till April 1st. So please do tune in to IMPL YouTube page and IMPL Facebook page for more action. Thank you once again.
Enjoy the rest of the festival. Thank you, everyone. Bye.